He doesn't want. I'll tell you what. The one thing he doesn't want to do is fight Mike.
No.
Yeah, he wants to fight Mike. I think.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't give a f if he's 55. Yeah. That's still Mike Tyson.
Mike's in good shape too.
Oh my God!
Mike trains every day.
As the buzz builds around the upcoming fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, Joe Rogan isn't holding back. Known for speaking his mind, Rogan has made a serious and urgent call. He wants Jake Paul to back out of the fight. Rogan believes stepping into the ring with Tyson is a bad idea, and he's not afraid to say it.
He trains with Rafael Cordero, who's a legend in MMA. He runs King's Mixed Martial Arts. And Rafael is a world-renowned trainer. When you see him holding the mitts for Tyson and Tyson smashing the mitts, like, Jesus, that guy can still...
Meanwhile, Mike Tyson is training hard for his upcoming clash with Jake Paul. He recently gave fans a glimpse into his fourth training session, sharing updates on the X platform and showing just how serious he is about the fight.
Day 4, it was okay, but you don't know what you got in store, baby. You got to face the God of War and get ready, baby. Fire in the hot.
When Mike Tyson steps onto the scene, he naturally commands attention. The former heavyweight champ carries a powerful presence. His intense stare alone shows just how locked in and focused he is. At the same time, NBA player Patrick Beverley, one of the teammate of LeBron James and now with the Milwaukee Bucks, had a strong warning for Jake Paul. After watching Tyson's latest training clip, Beverley was clearly shaken. He couldn't believe Jake was actually going through with the fight. In a tweet, he said, "Man, y'all leave this man alone." NBA star Paul George also chimed in, already naming who he thinks will come out on top in the much-anticipated match. Paul George didn't hesitate to pick his winner. He's backing Mike Tyson to beat Jake Paul. George made it clear that Tyson's age doesn't matter to him. In his words, he's fighting a real boxer this time, not an MMA guy, not a wrestler, not a celebrity. Mike's not afraid to take a hit, and that makes all the difference. He's not alone. Former NBA star Gilbert Arenas also believes Tyson will win. Unless, he joked, Tyson takes a dive on purpose. On his podcast, Arenas said, "If Tyson lands even a half-decent right hook, you're done." Jake's not built for that kind of power. So if this ends up going the distance, we'll all know it was staged. Meanwhile, UFC legend Henry Cejudo, now co-hosting a podcast with Cameron Usman, dropped some major hints about the payday involved. Cejudo suggested Tyson could make around $20 million from this fight. He added, "I respect Uncle Mike, and I'm pretty sure there's a big check waiting for him." Since news of the fight broke, fans have been digging to find out how much Netflix is paying each fighter. And if global interest keeps growing, the streaming platform could see massive profits from hosting the event still. Even with both fighters reportedly earning 8-figure sums, Tyson's past paydays, some topping $100 million, show just how big his name still is in the sport. Cameron Usman, known as a Nigerian nightmare, had strong words for Jake Paul on his own podcast. He questioned whether Jake wants to be taken seriously as a boxer or just be known as a YouTuber who dabbled in fighting. "He's got talent, no doubt," Usman said, "but at what cost? You want respect from real fighters? Then act like one." Comedian and actor Andrew Schultz also chimed in, saying the Tyson-Paul fight could break all-time viewership records. Speaking on the Brilliant Idiots podcast, Schultz said the fight is likely to draw a massive audience simply because of how easy it is to access. It's on Netflix. That means it's on your phone, your TV, wherever. Anyone around the world can just press play, he explained. With Netflix jumping into live combat sports for the first time, Schultz believes even casual fans will tune in, making it possibly the most watched boxing match in history. And as the excitement continues to build, fight trainer Dewey Cooper summed up the buzz perfectly when he heard about the matchup. Just 2 words: game on.
Don't matter. Mike ain't scared to get hit.
I think it matters if Mike goes out there and he's really trying to knock him out. Like, is he gonna? I hope he doesn't go out there.
I think he's going to do that. I think that's what he's going to do.
It's going to make for great entertainment for sure.
Dewey Cooper shared that he used to see Jake Paul often at the gym while he was coaching BJ Flores, who was Paul's trainer at the time. He described Jake as a genuinely good guy, very different from how some people might view him. Cooper also spoke warmly about Mike Tyson, saying he's known him since the 1990s and called him an incredible person who's done a lot for their team. With ties to both fighters, Cooper admitted this matchup is a tough one for him, personally.
Kamaru, I don't like it, man.
I agree. I feel like I understand wanting to be famous, and I understand building yourself, and I understand wanting to be a boxer as well, and being a professional.
Dewey Cooper also pointed out how Mike Tyson's age plays a big role in his mindset. At 58, Cooper said, Tyson still looks sharp on the pads and clearly has the skills. But the bigger question is whether he'll fully commit to a real training camp and take Jake Paul seriously. Cooper wondered, does Jake have what it takes to truly motivate Mike? If he does, it's a serious fight. If not, Jake could actually beat a boxing legend. Cooper admitted he'd prefer to see Jake Paul fight younger opponents, like doing a rematch with Tommy Fury. But he also understands the public hype and huge money involved in a Tyson fight. I'd rather see Jake go up against someone his age, Cooper said, but I get it. Tyson's name draws massive attention, and people are excited in the end. Cooper said that if both fighters are on board and fans want it, then the fight should happen. He wrapped up by saying, I just hope both men come out of it okay. Fighting at 58 is risky, but if everyone's ready for it, let's see what happens. UFC legend Daniel Cormier also weighed in, offering a brutally honest opinion. Speaking with former UFC fighter Ben Askren, Cormier warned that the fight could seriously backfire for Jake Paul. If Jake ends up beating on Mike Tyson, it could ruin him, he said. Cormier feels Paul hasn't fully thought to the long-term impact of going up against a beloved legend.
I brought guys for Jake Paul to spar when he were getting ready for Nate Robinson and Ben Askren. I've seen him in the gym a lot. I used to be BJ Flores' coach, his coach at those times. So I was in the gym with them a lot. By the way, real cool guy. Nothing like the people probably would think.
Daniel Cormier believes Jake Paul is walking into a no-win situation. Speaking with former UFC fighter Ben Askren, Cormier questioned whether Paul fully thought through the decision to fight Mike Tyson. If Jake goes in there and beats up Mike, people will be furious, he said. Askren agreed, admitting that even in the world of boxing, there's a fine line when you're up against a legend like Tyson. Cormier added that while too much respect in the ring isn't necessary, if Tyson gets tired early and Jake starts picking him apart, fans might turn on the fight, calling it boring or a waste of money. He warned that if Jake manages to knock Tyson out, it could hurt Tyson's reputation and turn viewers against the event altogether. If Jake starches Mike, it might be the end of it all, Cormier said, noting Jake is 30 years younger and already has 6 knockouts on his record. Meanwhile, rising boxer Neeraj Goyet, now signed with Most Valuable Promotions, gave his own take. Despite having a personal feud with Jake Paul, Goyet still picked Paul to win, citing the major age gap and Tyson's long time away from the sport. Jake's at his peak. Mike's a legend, but it's been a while since he boxed. Still, nobody can match Tyson's skill. He's my hero, Goyet said. However, Goyet also called out the lack of balance in the matchup, with Tyson returning after a 4-year break since his exhibition with Roy Jones Jr. Goyet added, Jake's young and training hard. I can't say who will win for sure, but Jake probably has the edge because of his age. Looking ahead, Goyet hopes to eventually face Jake Paul himself. I'm the one who'll beat Jake Paul, he said confidently. His last few opponents were 40, 50, and now almost 60. It's time for someone. Real UFC commentator Joe Rogan, on the other hand, is still backing Mike Tyson. On his podcast, Rogan said people need to forget Jake Paul's YouTube past and recognize that he can fight. He held his own in a split decision against Tommy Fury, an undefeated boxer, Rogan said. He doesn't think Tyson's age is a big issue either. Tyson is still dangerous. He's training with Rafael Cordero, one of the best MMA coaches in the world. And when you see Tyson hitting mitts, it's scary. That guy still has it. Rogan pointed out that Tyson's training is backed by modern sports science, hormone treatments, vitamins, electrical muscle stimulation, and more. These tools, Rogan said, are helping keep Tyson in fighting shape. Even at 55, Tyson will hurt you, he warned. He also predicted Jake Paul would have a moment of realization once Tyson starts moving in the ring. Jake's going to look at him and think, oh my God, that's really Mike Tyson. The power is still there, and somehow, so is the speed. That's terrifying. Rogan also suggested there may have been a silent agreement during Tyson's exhibition with Roy Jones Jr. that Tyson wouldn't go for headshots. Most of his punches were the body, Rogan said. Aside from jabs, he avoided hitting Roy in the face still. Despite all the hype, some are questioning whether the fight will even happen. Critics are growing louder and skepticism is mounting. One of the doubters is former world champion Shawn Porter, who openly questions if Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson will truly take place on July 20th.
I've been on Mike Tyson since the 90s. Mike's an awesome guy, incredible guy. He's helped our team. So it's a sensitive situation for me at 58. The way Mike looks on the pads and everything, he can still do it.
Shawn Porter didn't hold back his doubts about the Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. Speaking on his podcast, Porter said plainly, I'm not excited. And that's why I don't think the fight is even happening. He questioned how such a massive event could come together in just a few days, saying something like this takes real time to plan. Unlike many fans who are hyped about the match, Porter is openly skeptical. To him, the whole thing feels more like a flashy show for attention rather than a real fight that's been properly arranged.
Somebody was like, would you wrestle Kyle Snyder for charity? I'm like, no. He's going to beat the brakes off of me. He won't play with me. He won't give me anything to make me feel good about this. He's gonna beat the shit out.
Shawn Porter believes something doesn't add up with the Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. The announcement came just 5 days after Paul's last bout in Puerto Rico, which Porter says leaves no time for serious planning or negotiations. If this was real, Porter said on his podcast, Jake would have at least hinted at something exciting coming up, but he didn't say a word. Porter pointed out that Paul's post-fight talk was dry, with no mention of Tyson. To him, it feels more like a rushed PR stunt to stir up buzz than a properly set-up fight. He added, you didn't know this fight was coming. There's no way a real fight like this gets put together in just 4 or 5 days meanwhile. Paul and his team are going all in on promoting the event every single day. If it doesn't happen, Porter believes it will be a huge disappointment for fans. Jake Paul has also fired back at the growing speculation. When rumors swirled that he might wear headgear or that the fight wouldn't be real, Paul didn't hold back. I feel for any dumbass who believes that. I'd never let my fans down like that. Come on, headgear? No way. Paul's manager backed him up on Instagram, dismissing all the talk as false. And now, UFC legend Chuck Liddell has chimed in, telling TMZ he believes Tyson can still take Paul out with one punch. If he hits him, it's over, Liddell said. Power's the last thing to go when asked what advice he'd give Jake Paul. Liddell kept it simple. Keep covered up, man.
When his opponent was walking out to the ring, I looked in dude's face and I was like, yo, he got that face like he know what he's supposed to do tonight. He's supposed to find somewhere on this mat to lay down, and when that perfect punch is thrown, he gonna lay down. And
that's what you meant?
That's exactly what I meant.
On the flip side, WBO welterweight champion Tim Tszyu also shared his thoughts on the upcoming Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. Tszyu admitted the match will definitely bring major attention to the sport. I grew up watching Mike Tyson. I love boxing because of him, he said. I just really hope he doesn't get hurt. While Tszyu gave Jake Paul credit for making waves, he found the matchup strange. Jake's doing some good things, he said, but fighting Tyson? That's not something I'd ever do. I'm a purist at heart. Whether the event will meet its sky-high expectations or fall flat, one thing is certain. Everyone's talking about it. The range of opinions from athletes, celebrities, and fans shows just how much this fight has captured the cultural spotlight. That wraps it up for today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss what's coming next.
And I'm not saying from a standpoint of him taking money to take a dive. I just saying this dude look like he know what his job is. He's supposed to find somewhere to lay down on this canvas.
Okay.
And when that punch is thrown, he's supposed to lay down.